Hi, CCF here. This is number 3 in the STORJ BiteSize series, and today we're going to be talking about large log files and how to deal with them. Now, pretty much in my first month as a STORJ node operator, I found the log files were getting huge. They were eating up gigabytes of space on my SSD, and I did notice that this was contributing to bad performance of the node itself. It kept restarting, and I can only put this down to memory issues. So, two things I had to do. First, I had to find something that could open the log file so I could purge some entries in it. And that is difficult because the standard notepad in Windows just won't hack it at all. But fortunately, there is a tool out there with a free version that will allow you in Windows to deal with very large log files like this and make it very easy for you to purge entries out. So that's the first thing I did. So let's go and have a look at the Node desktop, and I'll tell you all about this tool. Okay, so the tool is called EmEditor. As I said, it has a free version. If you scroll down to the download section on the page, you will see there is a free and professional version, and you can download it. There's no subscription or anything. Reduced functionality, but it'll have everything in there you need to deal with large log files. As I say, once they get over a certain size, you've got no hope of getting them open in anything. XML, Notepad. I'm not even sure Notepad++ would do it either, but definitely not Notepad. You'd be hard pushed to find a better text editor than this to do the job for you. So just download the free version of that, and once you've got it, it's available to you to open the log files in. So if we go and have a look at my node directory, one thing that I need to point out is before you try to purge any entries in the log file to make it more manageable for you, you must stop your node properly. And to do that, obviously, it's an elevated PowerShell window and the net stop storage node command. Net start storage node to restart it once you've finished. But make sure you do that before you do any editing on any files, whether it be the log file or the config files. So if we go to the storage node log here, and we can see I've got EmEditor now as an option to open that file in, you will find it'll open very easily no matter what the size, and you can read in as much of it as you want. It will default to a certain amount, but then you'll see some counting going on down the bottom here as it caches in more of it for you. And then it's very easy, just multiple select the lines and delete what you don't want. That takes care of things initially. You know, you can keep, I don't know, the last few days of the log or whatever. But you're going to find it grows again. For some reason, the default out of the box setting in the configuration is to logger info level. So absolutely everything that's going on your node is going into that log file, and that is why you've probably got such a huge log file like I had. So we can change the configuration because we don't want to know everything about info or debug at this stage, not unless we're diagnosing a particular problem. So in normal running operation, I have changed it so that it reports everything warning and above, so warning, errors, critical, things like that. And you can see here my log file's just got errors in, and ignore the fact that there's a lot of errors in there. These are standard errors that are written out as it talks to satellites and fails to be the quickest to respond to requests for certain pieces of data from the pieces store. So you're going to see a lot of these in your log file potentially anyway, but it does reduce it down. It makes it a lot more manageable. You'll see the growth of it drastically reduced, and hopefully you'll see that your node will be a lot more stable. As I say, mine was rebooting every 10-11 hours, and it's purely because it had trouble getting that huge log file in memory and servicing the node itself as well. So with a much more manageable node, you'll find you'll get more stability. If that's a problem you're having, that'll probably be it if you've got a large log file. So yeah, so use EmEditor to cut down the size of your log file. Initially, get your node stable, and then you've got the option of changing the configuration. So if we go to the config.yaml file in your STORJ node folder, and I don't need EmEditor particularly to open this, it's fairly small, but I'm going to use EmEditor because it's very handy in that you can switch on line numbers from the view menu here. so I can give you an immediate reference where in the default log file the setting is to change from info to warning, and you can see it here on line 104. So that initially said log.level:info and was recording everything. I changed it to warn. You can look through various bits of documentation in the community that will tell you what the other log levels are and what their names are if you want to record at a different level than that. But warning seems to be suitable for me at the moment. Once you've done that, you save the changes to that config.yaml file and restart your node, and you'll see that it'll start recording to the log file at only those levels. So that's the updated log. There's my storage log. Yeah, so it was eating up gigabytes of space. Why they do that as a default, knowing full well that it's going to write that much information and use that much space in the log file from default, I don't know. It certainly should be made apparent in the setup procedures that they've got on their website, really, to immediately address that, because it pretty much very quickly becomes a problem, and it did for me. So EmEditor, that's the tool you need. There may be other tools out there, I don't know, but I use EmEditor professionally at work. We deal with very large data sets, very large files, and it does the job, and it does the job here as well. So I hope you found that useful. Go and get the tool if you're a Windows node operator, because you may need it, and do keep an eye on your config.yaml file and your log file, and make sure that you're managing the size of it, because it will affect your node's performance. So give that a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and as always, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so that you know when I put up my next videos. But for now, I'll say goodbye.